The sun was shining brightly as Lisa walked down the busy street holding a folder of wedding plans. Her heart was full of joy. She had dreamed of this day since she was a little girl, and now it was almost here. She was marrying John, the love of her life. Nothing could ruin her happiness, or so she thought. John was waiting for her at the cafe. His smile was wide when he saw her, and Lisa felt safe as always. They sat together, sipping coffee, talking about flowers, music, and the church. Everything seemed perfect, until Lisa noticed John's eyes shift nervously. He kept checking his phone. "What's wrong?" she asked softly. He hesitated and sighed. "It's my mom. She's not happy about the wedding." Lisa froze. "Not happy? Why?" John's voice grew quiet. "Because you're black, Lisa. She said she and Dad won't come if we go through with this." Lisa's heart sank. Her lips trembled as she whispered, "Didn't you tell your parents about me? I thought you must have told them about me since we started dating." John lowered his eyes, shame flickering across his face. "I did, but I never told them how serious we were. I thought they would come around once they saw how much I love you. I never expected this." Lisa leaned back in her chair, her voice breaking. "So all this time, your parents never really knew me. They only knew the picture they made up in their heads." John reached for her hand, desperation in his eyes. "Lisa, listen to me. I wanted to protect you from their judgment. I thought if I gave them time, they would change. But I see now, they're stuck in their ways." Her eyes burned with tears. "Do you know how that makes me feel, John? Like I'm some kind of secret. Like I'm good enough to love in private, but not good enough to be accepted in your family." John shook his head quickly, his voice firm. "No, Lisa, don't ever think that. You are everything to me. You're not a secret. You're my future." Lisa's hands trembled in his. "Then why does it hurt so much to hear that the people closest to you hate me without even knowing me?" John's throat tightened. He squeezed her hands harder. "Because hate is blind, Lisa. But I won't let their blindness take away what we have. I love you, and I'll fight for us, even if it means standing against my own family." Lisa's tears spilled down her cheeks as she stared into his eyes. For the first time, she realized that their love was not just about wedding plans and happy dreams. It was a battle, and the war had just begun. Lisa couldn't sleep that night. She lay in bed staring at the ceiling, hearing John's words again and again. "They won't come if we go through with this." The pain cut deep. She had always dreamed of walking down the aisle and seeing smiling faces from both families. Now all she could picture were empty chairs on his side, cold and judgmental silence where joy should be. Her phone buzzed on the nightstand. It was a message from her best friend, Nina. "How's the wedding prep going, sis?" Lisa stared at the screen for a long moment before replying. "Not good. His family doesn't want to come because of me." The typing dots appeared, then disappeared. Seconds later, Nina called. "What? Are you serious?" Nina's voice was sharp with anger. "Lisa, that's disgusting. They don't deserve you." Lisa's own voice cracked. "But it's his family, Nina. He loves them too. What if this tears him apart?" "And he loves you," Nina reminded her. "Lisa, listen to me. You can't let their hate steal your happiness. But you need to be ready. If his parents are willing to go this far, what else will they do?" Lisa pressed her lips together, tears running down her cheeks. She didn't have an answer, but a knot of fear was tightening inside her chest. The next day at the hospital, she tried to push the thoughts away and focus on her patients. But at lunchtime, as she sat in the cafeteria, her phone buzzed again. This time it wasn't Nina. It wasn't John. It was an unknown number. Lisa opened the message slowly, her pulse racing. "If you marry him, you'll regret it." Her hands went cold. She looked around the cafeteria, half expecting to see someone watching her. But everyone was just eating, laughing, or scrolling their phones. Her heart hammered as she forwarded the message to John. Seconds later, he called. "Lisa, don't panic," he said firmly, though his own voice shook. "It's just hate. People are cruel. I won't let anyone scare you. We are in this together." Lisa clutched the phone tightly. But as she sat alone, staring at that threatening message, she couldn't help but wonder, was this just about family disapproval? Or was something much darker waiting for her in the shadows? That weekend, John asked Lisa to come with him to his parents' house again. He wanted to talk things through, to try one last time. Lisa's stomach twisted at the thought, but she agreed. When they pulled up to the large brick house, Lisa's palms were sweaty. She clutched John's hand tightly as they walked up the steps. He gave her a small smile, but she could see the worry in his eyes too. Margaret opened the door. Her lips pressed into a thin line when she saw Lisa, but she didn't say hello. Charles was sitting in the living room, his newspaper folded neatly on his lap. "Thank you for having me," Lisa said softly, trying to keep her voice calm. There was no warmth in Margaret's reply. "We don't want a wedding that divides our family." Her tone was sharp, like a blade. "Our friends won't understand. Our church won't accept it. We're only trying to protect John." Lisa's chest tightened. "Protect him from me?" Charles finally looked up, his voice low. "You seem like a nice girl, but marriage is more than love. It's about family, tradition, and appearance." John's face reddened with anger. He squeezed Lisa's hand. "Stop it. This is who I love. Lisa is my future." Margaret's eyes turned cold as ice. "If you choose her, John, then you lose us." Silence filled the room. Lisa felt the words slam into her chest. She tried to blink back her tears, but her vision blurred. John stood up, his voice shaking with fury. "Then so be it. I'm not giving her up." Lisa could hardly breathe as they left the house. Her tears finally spilled over in the car. "John, what if I'm ruining your life? What if one day you regret choosing me over them?" John grabbed her hand again, holding it against his heart. "Lisa, listen to me. You are my life. If they can't see that, then it's their loss, not mine." But Lisa's heart was heavy. She wanted to believe him. She wanted to trust love would be enough. Yet in the pit of her stomach, a dark fear whispered, this battle was only beginning. That night, Lisa cried into Nina's arms. The small apartment was quiet except for Lisa's sobs. What if I'm ruining his life? What if he grows to resent me? What if I'm not enough? Nina pulled her back and held her by the shoulders. "Lisa, stop. You are more than enough. The problem isn't you, it's them. You can't carry their hate on your back." Lisa wiped her eyes. "But it's his family. He loves them too. What if I'm tearing him apart?" Nina's eyes softened, but her voice stayed firm. "Listen to me. Love isn't tested when things are easy. It's tested in storms like this. And if John truly loves you, he'll stand firm. But you need to be ready, sis. If they've already gone this far, you don't know what they'll try next." Lisa swallowed hard. Nina's words were true, but they scared her. She wanted to believe this would all blow over, that love would conquer everything. But a shadow of doubt lingered. Days passed. Lisa threw herself into work, into planning, into anything that would distract her from the ache. John tried to keep her smiling with late-night calls and silly surprises, but she could see the worry etched into his face. His parents hadn't called since that day, and the silence felt heavy. One afternoon, Lisa rushed home from work, her heart racing with excitement. Her wedding dress had finally arrived. She had saved for months, choosing every detail with care. It was the dress she had dreamed of since she was a little girl. She carefully unzipped the garment bag, her hands trembling with joy. But the second she pulled it open, her breath caught in her throat. The dress was ruined. Long, jagged slashes cut through the white fabric. The delicate lace was shredded. The gown that was supposed to make her feel like a bride looked like something torn apart in anger. Lisa dropped to her knees, covering her mouth as sobs shook her body. Her dream lay in pieces on the floor. Then she noticed it tucked between the folds of fabric. A small note, written in harsh black ink. "This marriage will never happen." Her hand shook as she picked it up. Her heart pounded like a drum in her chest. Someone had done this deliberately. Someone wanted to destroy not just her dress, but her hope. She grabbed her phone and called John, her voice barely steady. "John, you need to come. Now." When he arrived and saw the dress, his face turned pale with rage. He clenched his fists, his jaw tight. "They've gone too far. Lisa, I swear I'll protect you." But Lisa's tears wouldn't stop. She whispered, almost to herself, "Protect me from who, John? Your parents? Or someone even worse?" Lisa sat on the floor, staring at the shredded dress. Every piece of fabric felt like a piece of her heart ripped apart. John crouched beside her, wrapping his arms around her trembling shoulders. "We'll get through this," he whispered, his voice steady though his eyes burned with anger. "They can tear a dress, but they can't tear us apart." For the first time in hours, Lisa let herself believe him. She clung to him, breathing in his warmth. The wedding wasn't about the dress or the flowers or even his parents. It was about their love, and no one could take that away. That night, as they sat together in silence, John pulled out his phone. "Lisa, I think we should move the wedding day forward. Let's do this sooner, before anyone else can try something." Lisa blinked in surprise. "Are you sure?" "Yes," he said firmly. "I don't need their blessing. I just need you." A soft smile tugged at her lips. For the first time since his mother's cruel words, she felt a flicker of peace. The next morning, Lisa woke up determined. She called Nina, told her the plan, and for the first time in weeks, she felt strong. She wasn't just the girl waiting for acceptance. She was a woman ready to fight for her love. But just as hope began to take root, the doorbell rang. Lisa walked to the door, her heart light for the first time in days. But when she opened it, her blood ran cold. On the floor lay a black envelope with no name, no address. She picked it up with trembling hands and opened it. Inside was a single photo of her and John together, ripped straight down the middle. At the bottom of the envelope was a single word written in red: "Stop." Lisa's breath caught. She looked up at John, who had rushed to her side. Their eyes met, both filled with fear and questions. "John," she whispered, her voice barely audible, "what if this isn't just about your family anymore?" The room went silent. The wedding still lay ahead, but now something darker loomed over them, something neither of them understood yet. And just like that, their love story turned into a fight for survival. If you found this story captivating, don't forget to subscribe and share.